this is a hard part. So my mother's children were a number one priority for her. Her kids mattered to her more than anything, and she would do anything for all of us, and she had 4 of us to worry about. All of the neighborhood kids loved to come to our house because my mom and dad, but especially my mom, made them feel like they were her children. Yeah, and she was amazing. Audrey, I love her name. It suited her. Well, my mom was 81, and things were just starting to come out about COVID, and we were recognized they were shutting things down, and the country realized that we were in crisis. And we got the call, and we all got scared as a family, and then sure enough, they did some testing and said, well, your mother has COVID. We were working with the nurses. We were on the phone every day, just like what you saw on TV with the Zoom calls and the nurses, covered from head to toe, holding the phones, talking to her. I prayed with her. We sang with her, so she knew that we were there, but we weren't there, and that was the toughest part. And unfortunately, she did not make it. The doctors gave us a choice. They said we could fight a little longer, but she's suffering, and we didn't want our mother to suffer. She wouldn't have wanted that. She would have wanted us to let her be at peace, and so we made that decision as a family to let her go peacefully, and that's what we did. And it was Cinco de Mayo. I remember we got the call, it was around noon, that she had passed peacefully. She had nurses, fellow nurses that helped take care of her in the end, because none of us could be there at the end for her. And we're grateful to this day for that and those nurses. My mom would follow the science, and the science would tell us that we need to wear masks, we need to social distance, right? We need to wash our hands. Even if we love our families, sometimes it's not wise to take a chance. We need to keep our distance right now, sometimes from our own family members. And I think she would support that view. As much as she loved her family, she would have probably told us, if you're exposed or if you're not following these guidelines, then let's Zoom Thanksgiving this year, Let's Zoom Christmas if we have to. There was a magazine locally published in August with imagery and short paragraphs about all of the people who had died in the Washington, D.C., Virginia, and Maryland areas. And my mom was in there. It talks about my father wanting to see her beautiful blue eyes again, and could she please open those for him. And we weren't sure she could even hear, because we were all Zooming and watching. And she opened her eyes and looked right at him. She had gorgeous blue eyes. And then she passed away the next day. So to have the article end that way was tough. But my dad got to see her eyes one more time, and they'll see each other again, I'm convinced.